It has been an extraordinary day on top of an extraordinary week for HMRC, and probably not in a good way, in the sense that they will probably love this day to pass. It started off with Dave Hartnett, the top man, the top tax collector as it were, saying that he had nothing to apologise for, and that what had happened over the last week, in that 5.7 million people discovered that their tax affairs were not in order, was part of a root and branch reconciliation of what comes in and what goes out for so many taxpayers, including you and me, and that this was normal for so many people to discover that the books weren't necessarily balanced, and this is what he told the Money Box programme on Radio 4.
I'm not sure I see a need to apologise. I mean, the big issue here is I've read the papers, listened to the media, and heard stories of HMRC blunder and IT failure. Neither of those are true. Every country that I know of that has deduction of tax from wages and salaries has to do a reconciliation at the end of each year, and we're doing one.
Now, I have to say that the response to this article, this piece that ran this morning, has been overwhelming for viewers and listeners of the BBC. They have written in huge numbers, the vast majority of which demand an apology and use language that I cannot repeat on television.
A lot of the language fruity in some of the emails I've seen.
Yes, very, very, very angry, very irritated that this man should say he has nothing to apologise for, given the fact that he doesn't have to fork out extra money, but 1.4 million people will have to fork out extra money for last year's tax year. But what has happened in the course of the day is that the pressure on this man, Dave Hartnett, has grown substantially. We know that junior ministers got involved, and I have learned that the Chancellor himself, George Osborne, personally intervened, called Mr. Hartnett, and as a result, very recently we got a statement, a very different statement from Mr. Hartnett that goes a little bit like this. I am deeply sorry that some people are facing an unexpected tax bill. Everyone in HMRC is working hard to make this as painless as possible. I apologise if my remarks came across as insensitive. I'm working flat out with my colleagues to ensure everyone's tax is correct, and the new computer system will help do this. And he went on then to say that we do not underestimate the distress caused to taxpayers, and once again, I apologise.
So Mr. Osborne himself felt the need to get involved in this?
This was looking very, very bad. At a time when the government needs all the public support as possible, as we face into a serious autumn of cuts and people potentially losing their jobs, the government needs all the help it can, and this didn't play very well. There's a lot of people who don't know the difference between HMRC and the Treasury. Even though the Treasury is the supervising department, people don't know the difference. They think it's all the same, it's the tax man. George Osborne has been saying for months we're all in this together. So that's why he leaned very, very hard on Mr. Hartnett, and it led to this very, very public apology, albeit a conditional one.